Hi you guys, I promised you a Inktober tour of my sketchbook, and this is what that is. I have had a few weeks now to relax and do other things because I just needed it after Inktober. So, but now I'm gonna do what I promised and give you a sketchbook tour. So, first off, I'm gonna show you the inks I used this Inktober. I bought some new ones, and my favorite was absolutely this acrylic ink gold from Amsterdam. Light gold. I think I did well, I don't know how many, but this followed me through the whole Inktober. Just a few I didn't do it with because it didn't fit, didn't suit the drawing, but this was my favorite, absolutely favorite. I like the Amsterdam ink, acrylic ink. This is ochre and red, magenta, primary magenta. And I used also this Liquitex acrylic ink, Prussian blue hue. I love Prussian blue. It's just yeah, I love that. And this I used when I needed a clear yellow. So this is cadmium yellow light, also from Liquitex. Winsor & Newton, I seem to always go back to them because they have a lot and it's easy to access in this art and craft store we have. So this is what I probably use the most. Winsor & Newton ink, black Indian ink. When I use the nib pen and all that, and brushes of course. This I had from last year, although all these I bought new from, but this I had from, well, I think it's a few years back actually. It's from writing, calligraphy ink and sepia, but it doesn't really sit on the paper. It's not permanent, so if you use some water over this, it's gonna fade. And yeah, it's like almost like acrylic. No, I'm sorry, watercolor. It's strange, but well, I use this a lot too because I like the color. So let's go on to the drawings. Number one was crystal, and I made this sort of crystal bust face. It was fun. The thing about this one, I used this metallic watercolor instead of ink. I used ink in Micron Pigma. I also wrote down all that I used so that I would remember. I used Micron Pigma pens. Those I used all through this Inktober. I love them. I used the gold Amsterdam ink and brushes, and I wanted it to shine, so I used this metallic watercolor. so it would shine. I like that. And I just to note that it was Inktober 2021. So this is what number 1 was, crystal. Number 2 was suit, and I did this little chibi suit guy with some gold clothes. And I used Derwent graphic line marker around, but I think I used some nib pen and this calligraphy Inktober, because the pigment, well, the line mark pens, it's not very contrasty. It doesn't show very well. So I used some ink over it, and I used the Amsterdam ochre, and yeah, and I used some white Posca pen. I don't know if I say that right. Posca Uni. I like this one. This one was called Vessel. I choose to do it in grays. And I think the drawing speaks for itself. Really. Someone said that it reminded of this castle. I think it's a Japanese anime movie. I don't remember the castle, but I like that castle, so I may be inspired, but I didn't watch it for this video, so, and it's not the same at all, but I can see what makes people think about that. So but I have drawn many houses like this, so this I used a Pentel brush pen and Micron Pigma and Koi Sakura brush pens for the grays. This was what, number 4, and is called Knot. So I made a big hair knot. I like this one, this thing. I think I drew it on afterwards. I just started with the face, and then I thought it needed something to just frame it. So and it was an excuse to make to use the Amsterdam gold ink. I like that. So, and I use Winsor & Newton black Indian ink, I think also for the background. Nib-Bend brush pens, brushes, Micron Pigma, and I also used some Pro markers here, I think, from Winsor & Newton. White Posca, yeah. And you can see I used Pro markers because they bleed through the paper. In ink or anything else, it doesn't bleed through. But I think like this. So I think pentel brush pen also bleed through the paper. And this is a Sakura sketchbook, so it's supposed to hold a lot of water and ink and such, but four markers also always bleed through. I'm sorry. 5 was Raven, and yeah, this fairy uses a raven skeleton for a hat. I don't know how that got to me, but this I just drew on afterwards, and this is a kind of a tattoo I see everywhere, so I can't just take credit for this one, but the other things just came to me really, because a raven, I didn't want to draw a raven, just a raven, so I thought of something else, and I used the gold in her eye, the beak, and some beans. Yep. 6 was Spirit, and a lot of blue Liquitex Prussian blue in this one, and the Posca pen. I kind of was inspired by Harry Potter, but it's not like that at all, but I got the inspiration from the spirit, which he thinks is his father, in Harry Potter, yeah. So that is the inspiration I got. The flowers, I don't know why, I just thought they were nice. And then there was Fan. So I drew this kind of Chinese fan and some cherry blossoms, and this was kind of popular on YouTube, or yeah, I think it was YouTube, because I put it out here on YouTube and I put it out on my Instagram account, and it was interesting to see how the reaction was different from YouTube to Instagram, because it varies. I used Amsterdam ink, magenta, red, ochre and gold, Liquitex yellow, Pigma pens, the thinnest one, and Posca white brushes, and Tombow brown for the branches, I think. This pen here. And then there was Watch. Kind of a simple drawing, but I like doing the roses because it's kind of detailed, and as you know, if you know me, I love Alice in Wonderland, so this kind of suited watch, like this old watch with a rabbit, and I'm very, very late. So and limited colors, because yeah, I like that sometimes. So this is just Micron Pigma pens and Amsterdam ink, gold and red. Nothing more. So this, I like doing this, and I like the Prussian blue, how it works with the... I did a few layers on this, I think. It didn't kind of look like I wanted it to do in the beginning. The thing I thought of when I did this, it was some pressure makes diamonds, others make monsters. In the deep, deep blue, there are monsters. So there. This was pick number 10. And this hand picks mushrooms that really don't want to be picked. And they, it's kind of awful because they have a horrible time. Yeah, but it was fun to do all the faces in the mushrooms. And I thought forest gold. Mushroom is the forest gold. So they all got golden hats. This was sour, but I don't like that name, so I made it sweet instead. When life gives you lemons, just throw it away and get some of the good stuff instead. So that's the thought about behind this one. This I really enjoyed doing, and I think I'm gonna make this a big painting when I get the time. I am doing this, I just have to have something to drink, sorry. My voice is cracking up. I've been asked to do this exhibit in the summer of 22, so I'm making a bit bigger pictures to have in those, and I think this is gonna be one of those big ones. I combined and merged 3 words from the prompt words. I got stuck because it's stuck on the roof. Listening to time goes by, tick tack. So stuck, roof, and tick is all in this little painting. And I really enjoy doing the sky, and it's all done in ink, and I didn't really think I would manage to do this in ink, but it was fun. It was really, it wasn't hard at all, really. And it's kind of suited that the paint goes down into the houses because yeah, there are, it gives it depth. And yeah, so there. The thing I used in this one was Amsterdam ink, red and ochre, Liquitex blue and yellow, brushes, Micron pigment pens, I'm sorry, Winsor & Newton Indian ink, and Koi coloring brush pens. This I also enjoyed doing, really. Helmet, I wanted to do something old, vintage, sort of. And I always think this pilot vintage stuff is sort of steampunk. These things, I just love them. And here I really noticed that the calligraphy, because I only used this one, I think. No, I used Pigma. I also used, oh, I blended this one and this one, and I used some gold, but I blended those because I wanted a more heavier brown color. And here I noticed when I painted again over it, it sort of disappears. The line work didn't stick, and now it probably would because it's dried too long, but when I did this, it's just disappeared, and here as well. So be cool, wear a helmet, remember that, guys. It can save your life. And dreams, kind of a bucket list. I want to fly, so this was helmet, and this was compass, and yeah, sort of speaks for itself. But the compass, I'm sorry, who never found its way home because the compass is behind him, so he can't see it. It's sort of an ironic thing I try to convey here. So he has everything he needs in his hands, or his immediate, yeah, but he can't use it, so he can't find his way home, poor thing. This one is Collide, and in Pick I really enjoyed doing this sort of mushroom with faces, so I did this one as well. It's kind of very comic-y thing with this blast in the middle. Yep, this I really enjoyed, and I also want to do this in a big painting, I think. This was so enjoyable. This, I think, is what really happens on the moon, guys. We just don't know it. Yeah, it's kind of a moon village. I used Liquitex ink blue and yellow and Amsterdam ochre in here. Winsor & Newton India ink. I probably used that to darken the blue. Brushes, koi pens, Posca white, Micron Pigma pens. I like this one. This was called the moon. And you have this one. I also tried to do, because I think I had something I had to do the next day, so I didn't have time to make a painting. Sorry. So I merged loop and sprout. Loop, you really have to look for it. The loop is here and here, and the sprout is there. This took a lot of time, and I'm not really happy with this one, but a lot of people was, So it's so strange. Some of the things I don't really like when I do it. I get really a lot of response for it, and I don't get it. But well, it gave me a day off at least. This was 19, number 19. This one I like doing. It's fuzzy, and oh, the last one is 19 and 20. Sorry. So this is 21, fuzzy, and I thought of a fuzzy fox in autumn. The leaves are falling, and he is enjoying his life. And I think this one also is going to be a big painting when I get around to it in acrylic. So I enjoyed his sort of mental state. I don't know, he's kind of enjoying life and taking it easy, and I like that. And this I used Amsterdam ink red and ochre, blended that. Liquitex blue for the sky in the background. Winsor & Newton black, Indian ink, and sepia. I used drawing gum because I painted in these leaves in drawing gum, so I would just didn't have to think about that when I drew and when I painted the background. Micron pens, but I think I used, it doesn't say here, but I think I used brushes. Yeah, it does say here, but brushes to do the line work here, really, on the fox, to get him a sort of a fuzzy feel. This one is open, and I used some golden spots on the background. I really like that, really. And well, it speaks for itself. It's kind of a yoga guy, yeah, yoga lady, and yeah, lotus flower and the butterfly, and she's supposed to be in a trance or focused, but she gets distracted by this beautiful butterfly that flies and really wants her attention. So it's supposed to be a bit funny. This was 22. These clothes, I like doing these clothes. It's kind of a light fabric, and it reminds me of this genie series I saw when I was a kid. Jenny the Genie or something. I can't remember, but it reminded me of the clothes she wore. This is Leek, and I have written here that elves make terrible plumbers, and I think I agree. It's kind of a messy painting, really, but I enjoy doing it. And this bird is going home, but it's kind of busy in the tree. Ooh, I'm sorry. I think I bought some new pens here. Actually, I use a Panduro glass pen, gold. So I think this is kind of those. Yeah. This one I also enjoy doing. Kind of zombie mushrooms. Walking Dead mushrooms. This was extinct, I'm sorry. Extinct, and is number 24. So extinct mushrooms, I don't think extinct mushroom really is a thing, because mushrooms, I saw this program about mushrooms, and they will most certainly outlive us all. So mushroom can live in every kind of environment and feeds on, yeah, and almost everything. So, and grows everywhere. So, but I think these kind of mushrooms are extinct. So I think the rabbit won. Yeah, I like the color in this one, and I think I want to do more of those colors, really. So I hope I remember how I did it. Of course, I can just watch the the video I made of it, but yeah. So this was 24, and here is Splats, and this was sort of messy, and I really didn't have any other ideas on that. I just wanted to use a straw to blow the ink out, so it was kind of a lot of ink I used, and well, it's messy. Messy hair. Splats, number 25. And not a lot of thing I used here as well. I used the Amsterdam gold ink, but this I use Winsor & Newton Indian ink, and some micron pens, and a straw, a nib pen. This I'm very happy about, really. I think it turned out better than I thought it would. So this is what this is. The word I have painted over. No, connect, of course. Connect, and I thought of the painting that I thought of space, because it's not very many places you float, and if the only thing you connect with is the finger, you certainly have to float. So that's why I enjoyed that one. This one was Spark, and she has kind of this sparkly power in her hands. It certainly seems electric, and I love this color, that it's earthly and moves over in greenish blue, and well, I love those colors together. So Spark, number 28. This Is this 28? It says 28 here as well. Well, doesn't matter. This was crispy, and I thought that everybody would make something crispy, potato chips or a crispy chicken or something edible. I thought of flowers. Don't really know why, but they are crispy, certainly if they're fresh. And so crispy flowers with small fairies, pixie fairies around them, and these hummingbirds, because I just love hummingbirds. Who doesn't? And I really enjoy this. And eucalyptus is some of my favorite plants, and this was really fun to do. So in here I used Amsterdam ink red and ochre and Liquitex blue, sort of mixed the colors to be the ones I wanted, like this eucalyptus green, and I used a green in lot here, and of course that is blue and ochre. So there, and yeah, Posca white for the flowers. Yeah, this was kind of very time consuming and not a lot of fun really. Patch, and I just, when I started to draw it or get the idea, I knew I wouldn't enjoy it really. I'm sorry, but so I also thought that well, this is soon over, because here I started to think, oh, this is not fun at all, but turned out sort of, well, sort of okay. And yeah, this is a slither, and it's slithering around here. A moving house, moving bed and breakfast. You never know where you end up, and it's free Wi-Fi, and your trip will most certainly be long. So here's a little girl enjoying her view, and a boy and a girl sitting on the roof. Yeah, I like doing this one. It's I like the details, and that is just line work, and I enjoy doing this. Yeah. Chimney. Didn't mean the roof, I meant the chimney. Chimney. So that's the, yeah, 30. For risk, I drew a lot of sketches, really. I drew this one, but I didn't like it, and then I drew this one and thought I did it, and it was risky because it was in a line with the yeah, circus kind of thing. And then I thought maybe an elephant on it, but that's kind of obvious, so I don't know where this comes in. It was Halloween and I thought I would do something Halloweeny, but it wasn't not kind of risky thing really. So I ended up with this one, and I'm glad I did really, because it's risky both for the mouse and the elephant, because this balloon is not whole, and they have sewn in a patch that is not secure, and well, I enjoyed the little balloons all over the sky, and I always enjoy painting elephants, and as the saying or whatever goes, that elephants are afraid of mouse, and so this mouse is really doing something risky. Here I used a lot of things, a lot of colors: Amsterdam ochre and red, Liquitex blue, Winsor & Newton calligraphy and sepia ink, and Indian black, Posca white pen, drawing gum I used for the net, brushes of course, micron pigment pens, and I used a lot of pro markers here just to get the colors popping more. I think. Well, I hope you enjoyed my sketchbook tour. I'm sorry for my voice and my, well, English, but I hope you understood what I said. And I'm sorry for my voice again, because it cracks up a lot. Yeah. So the thing is that is going to happen next. I'm going to do a collaboration with someone who asked me on my Instagram page. I'm just gonna find her. Nika Arthur. I don't know if I'm saying that right. She is from Germany. She's a really, really great artist, and you should follow her. We are doing a collaboration, so that is what I'm going to do next. And yeah, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoy the sketchbook tour, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.